opposition, Mwakinyo. He did lose to Lynn.
Capital News tonight. Presidential candidates continue with the remaining campaign rallies before the October 28th general election. IGP Simon Siro reiterates the force will not support any leader or party during the election. And in sports, fans urged to give their new coach a warm welcome on his first Premier League game against Police Tanzania this Thursday in Dar es Salaam. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's get started with the national news. Presidential candidate in Zanzibar from CCM party, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, has continued with face-to-face campaigns, meeting with citizens, communities and various institutions, where he listened to their challenges and pledged to resolve them.
My promise to Zanzibarans is I'm doing everything possible to remove these challenges. Our objective is to serve the people, and how do you serve them? It is by removing challenges they are facing. At the end of the day, we want the life of Zanzibarians to be better, and we can do so by finding out your challenges. So without wasting time, once I'm elected by the grace of God, we can immediately take steps to grow our economy and also by making sure its people have a better life.
Wanaofanya hivi, wanaofanya vile, lengo ni kujua tukero ni nini.
The Alliance for Democratic Change ADC party presidential candidate in Zanzibar, Hamad Rashid Mohammed, has urged citizens of the Isles to elect him into office so that he can bring them the change they've been waiting for.
Amani ni msingi wa maendeleo.
Peace is the foundation for development. Peace is the foundation for health. Peace is the foundation for education. Peace is the foundation for access to better homes and good roads, etc. So I'm asking you, the people of Zanzibar and Tanzanians at large, to uphold peace.
Kwenda kulima, amani ni msingi wa kwenda kuvua na kadhalika.
And the presidential candidate for the United Republic of Tanzania under Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM party, Dr. John Magufuli, has said that if re-elected, his government plans to restore the region of Tanga to its status and make it a business and economic center, while urging residents to choose candidates from CCM so as to realize his plan.
We plan to bring real change in Tanga region. We've started to revive some of the big projects in this region. This is why I'm asking you, the people of Tanga, to bring me these members of parliament so they could assist me in changing Tanga. I'm asking you to bring me councillors. I need them. So in the 5-year period, we will be working on improving staff welfare. We're starting on the economy, which will lead to an increase in salaries. You cannot give a pay rise when you don't have money to pay the salaries with.
Chama cha Demokrasia na Maendeleo Chadema presidential candidate Tundu Lissu has continued with helicopter flights to various constituencies in Tanga region seeking votes, where he also directed leaders and members of the party to ensure all their agents are sworn in tomorrow, ready for polling day.
Kesho ni siku ya kuapisha mawakala.
Tomorrow is a day when our agents will be sworn in. You must make sure our agents are sworn in throughout the country. If we don't have agents, it means that we will not have anyone looking after our votes, and they will be stolen. Wednesday of next week, we will be voting, a vote which, whatever happens, will have a big impact for our country. Let us vote for the right of our people, for our own right and our freedom. Let us vote for our own development.
Tukapige kura ya haki yetu, tukapige kura ya uhuru wetu, tukapige kura ya maendeleo yetu.
ACT Wazalendo presidential candidate for Zanzibar and chairman of the party, Maalim Seif Sharif Hamad, has reacted to the party's presidential candidate for the union government's decision to vie for the presidency against the party's stance.
So the leadership committee, with one voice, including Membe, agreed to support Lissu. Honorable Zito Kabwe expressed the party's decision, which was decided in a meeting.
And the Inspector General of Police, IGP Simon Siro, toured Zanzibar, where he said the force is not supporting any leader or party during the general elections, and that he will salute whoever wins and is declared president of the union government and president of Zanzibar.
Lakini pia kuhakikisha kwamba Tanzania wanakwenda kupiga kura bila hofu ya mtu yeyote au kikundi chochote.
It is also to make sure that Tanzanians vote without fear of anyone or a group of people. I've insisted that as the police force, we fulfill our responsibility. The Commission and political leaders must also play their part. On the 27th, those who will vote are the ones allowed to.
Kuna sababu ya kwenda kupiga kura siku ya tarehe 27 wakati tunajua kura ya tarehe 27 ni watu wachache wale watendaji wa serikali.
The chairman of the National Electoral Commission, NEC, Judge Themistosis Kaijage, has warned institutions, individuals or groups planning to announce election results after the voting exercise on December the 28th, as doing so is a violation of the laws and regulations of the general elections according to the country's constitution.
Tume ya Taifa Uchaguzi haitarajii.
The National Electoral Commission doesn't expect to see any group or institution or political party, candidates and their supporters, or any other person taking the law into their own hands and announcing the results.
Ya kutangaza matokeo ya uchaguzi nje ya utaratibu na mamlaka zilizowekwa kikatiba na kisheria.
Tanzania has joined other nations in the world to commemorate World Statistics Day, with the Director General of the National Bureau of Statistics, Dr. Albina Chua, stating the country faces the challenge of citizens not utilizing statistics produced to make development plans, and instead statistics have been used by the government.
We gather statistics so information can be used. There is a belief that statistics collected is meant for government use only. This is not true. It is public property. We must not leave it to the government only to be users of statistics. In everything that you do, you must know how many people are involved. I urge the government to work with the private sector in order to come up with better projects.
Muhimbili Orthopedic Institute specialist, the late Dr. Paul Mariale, has been laid to rest at his home village of Ilia Mrakana, Marangu District, Kilimanjaro region, by hundreds of mourners from in and out of the country, as well as specialists from various hospitals, including Muhimbili, KCMC, Bugando, and Mawenzi.
He started work at Moi Hospital on the 9th of July 1996 as a registrar, and he worked as a specialist surgeon until his death. He cared for people, which led to him taking part in various community activities. He held various positions in Tanzanian Surgeons Union. He was also a representative of Tanzania as a surgeon in East Africa, Central and South Africa.
Pia aliweza kuwa mwakilishi wa Tanzania katika kamati kuu ya uendeshaji wa chama cha madaktari wa upasuaji cha Afrika Mashariki, Kati na Kusini mwa Afrika.
And that is all for the national news. International news is next. In international news, more than 1,300 prisoners have escaped from Kanbai prison in Beni Town, the Democratic Republic of Congo, after the prison was attacked by armed men who the government allege are rebels from the ADF group.
We heard a commotion, but we refused to go closer. Only 100+ people have been left. We've had one prisoner died, but there has been no more deaths reported.
And President Uhuru Kenyatta of Kenya has led Kenyans to commemorate Mashujaa Day by emphasizing on the importance of amending the Constitution. The occasion was also attended by Deputy President William Ruto and leader of the opposition ODM party, Raila Odinga.
For a constitutional consensus that accommodates all communities in an election. A consensus that makes it possible for any Kenyan to lead this country working hand in hand with his or her brothers and sisters from across the nation. The second part of the national question at hand is about equity in the distribution of opportunities and resources. Our political practice, unfortunately, has been such that resources and opportunity go to those occupying positions of authority. And that is why elections are so divisive and emotive.
The police force in Uganda has announced that it will employ 50,000 constables in preparation for the general election early next year. The constables will be deployed at all polling stations in the country during the election.
We have plans of recruiting 50,000 election special police constables.
They will enforce discipline during the election. We will not put them in groups. Preparations will start 1 month prior to the general election.
That's all for the international news. Business news is next after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production. Infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Thank you for staying with us. And now in business news. Cashew nut farmers in Ruangwa, Nachingwea and Liwale districts in Lindi region have agreed to sell their cashew nuts at the second auction organized by Runali Cooperative Union, with 17 companies taking part in the buying process.
We're happy with today's auction. The price was 2,405. This was the starting price. And the closing price was at 2,315. We know things are not good, but we have a mandate. We must look on how to protect our produce from the farm to the warehouse.
Air Tanzania Company Limited ATCL has started a mobile phone ticket buying service which aims to facilitate ticket buying for customers.
We want to reach more of our customers and provide friendly and better services. As you know, Air Tanzania has expanded and we are doing a lot more journeys inside the country.
And seaweed farmers from Songo village, Kilwa district in Lindi region have expressed concern on shortage of reliable markets as well as use of substandard weighing scales by some companies buying seaweed from the farmers.
Farmers are oppressed because when small business dealers come, the price goes up. What I'd like to know is if the only buyers allowed to buy are those holding export license.
Tanzania, hasa sisi kwenye wizara yetu tunayosimamia.
This is one of the priority crops because it positively impacts income in the community and reduces poverty.
Inaongeza kipato katika jamii.
That's all for business news. Sports is next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lend.
And now in sports. Young Africans Sports Club have called on their fans to give their new coach a warm welcome on his first Premier League game against Police Tanzania this Thursday at the Uhuru Stadium in Dar es Salaam.
Ni kuwataka tu wapenzi mashabiki na wanachama wa Young Africans na wapenda soka wote.
We are just calling the fans and members of Young Africans and all soccer fans this Thursday at 4 p.m. to come at the Uhuru Stadium so they can witness the first work of our new coach, Cedric Kaze, with a revived young African.
Mwalimu mwenye sifa ya weledi, mwenye exposure zaidi kuliko hata mwalimu aliyepita.
And Simba SC suffered a huge blow after it emerged that 5 key players will miss the mainland Premier League match against Tanzania Prisons tomorrow.
Missed the clash at Mandela Stadium in Sumbawanga. A midfielder Clatous Chama, defender Pascal Wawa, striker John Boko, Ibrahim Ame and Gerson Fraga. The Wekundu wa Msimbazi coach Sven van der Broek has revealed the aforementioned players will not play in the fixture because of various reasons. In an earlier interview, Van der Broek revealed how Saturday's friendly against Mlandege FC gave his charges the kind of test to expect when they take on Tanzania Prisons.
Frank Lampard knows that the numbers do not say much for his ability to organize a defense. Here is more.
Flattering statistics show that no Chelsea manager with more than 1 game in charge has seen his side concede at a higher rate in the Premier League than Lampard, who witnessed another defensive implosion when Southampton fought back to earn a 3-all draw at Stamford Bridge on Saturday. The goals against 43 league games on Lampard's watch when Jannik Vestergaard headed in Southampton's equaliser in stoppage time. That translates to almost 1.5 goals a game, which feels unsustainable even though plenty of other Premier League defences have struggled since the start of these weirdest off-seasons. However, Lampard had stats of his own with which to respond before Chelsea opened the Champions League campaign by hosting Sevilla tonight.
And Edinson Cavani still hasn't ticked all the boxes at Manchester United, says Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, with the experienced striker unable to live on memory when it comes to making a Red Devils debut.
Taken to Old Trafford on deadline day of the summer transfer window. He had been set in the free agent pool for a few months by the time that deal was done, with United exploring other options before turning to the proven 33-year-old. Questions have been asked of whether Cavani can deliver the goods in English football, but plenty are tipping him to make a Zlatan Ibrahimovic-style impact for United.
Newcastle United supporters have raised an estimated £19,000 by choosing to give to a local food bank charity rather than watching their team on pay-per-view at the weekend. A fans group has said. Here's more.
Premier League matches in October, which have not been earmarked for regular televised coverage, can only be watched live via Sky Sports or BT Sports PPV box office services for a fee of £14.95 per game. Many fans felt that was a step too far when they already pay regular subscriptions to broadcasters to watch live matches. Last week, the Newcastle United Supporters Trust claimed the club have banked about £7 million in advance sales for season ticket supporters are unlikely to use until next spring at the earliest.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. My name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.
Diamonds are forever, they won't leave in the night. I've no fear that they might desert me. Diamonds are forever, forever, forever. Diamonds are forever, 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 forever.
Okay guys, migration update time, and for those of you that don't know, there are more than just wildebeest that take the journey north. We've bumped into huge herds of zebra, and the other two species were actually eland, they also take the journey north, and then Thompson's gazelle, so it's those four. Huge numbers of zebra, very close to Nabi Hill, and we're right on the kind of road that heads up to Nabi that separates NCA from Serengeti, so it's kind of the Nabi access road from Ndutu. Huge numbers, I mean we're talking thousands and thousands of zebra. It's not often that you see them so densely packed in together, so wonderful to see. This must be about 5,000 or 10,000, all the way stretching almost from Hidden Valley all the way to Nabi, so